We're going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And we got 5 days to get all that done. Hey everyone, welcome to Spyder Garage. Today we're going to be installing QA1 coilovers into miles, and we couldn't be more excited. QA1 doesn't have a specific listing for a Monza, but after talking with QA1 tech support, we figured out what would work. A couple disclaimers right up front. You're going to see us make a number of mistakes, and you may find yourself screaming at the screen. We fully admit we're not professionals and that we just wing it sometimes, but as I tell my son, learning is learning, even if it's sometimes the hard way. Stick around until the end of the video and we'll explain what we did wrong and what we're doing to correct it, as well as we'll list out the specific spring rates and fully assembled QA1 part numbers we used in case you want to install QA1 coilovers on your Monza too. Okay, here we go. All right, we got to make a little modification to our QA1 front shock here. Hate to have to do it, but because of the deadline, I don't have time to order a different T-bar setup. So let me show you what we got to do. It's not a big deal. I even talked to Jason in tech support at QA1, which they have great tech support, by the way. If you ever have any questions about installing anything, just give the guys a call. They're more than helpful. I told Jason what I was going to do, and he says, yep, people do it all the time. No big deal. Have at it. So this T-bar on the front here is 3.5 inches long. They sell 3 different sizes, a 3-inch, a 3.5, and a 3.625. What we need to fit inside of the cup in our front control arm was a 3-inch. But we don't have time, so we're gonna have to just cut the ends of it off here. You see the black marks, and that's what Nathaniel's about to do right now. Also, for those wondering why we have the whole shock in here, my lock ring wrench broke, so I can't get this T-bar set up out of here, so yeah, we're making do. Hey, status update. I think the whole day has passed before I've actually given you guys any kind of a significant update. So let me bring you to our current status and show you what we've been doing. Sorry I haven't really brought you along with all of it. It's been kind of a frustrating day, and I'll explain why. But first, the good news. Yeah. Our parts for our QA1 suspension that we were missing came in. One of the things that we needed was a T-bar adapter for the top, because that's just how it mounts on an H-body. So where did that go, bud? There it is right there. So that T-bar slides through there, and that's how it mounts to the top of our car. We were missing that. I had to order it the last second to get it. It came in today. Nathaniel has already got one of the shocks mounted. Check that baby out. It's not mounted all the way to the top yet because we'll have to jack the axle up for it to reach, and we're not going to bother doing that until he gets the second one done over there. One little thing that he had to do is there's a spacer that goes through the bottom here. There's 2 of them, and to make that entire width, we had to take one and then take the other and then just kind of slice it to the right width so that takes up that entire width right there. Yeah, right there. Nathaniel's showing you. There's a full width one there, and he cut the other one to the right width. Good job, bud. He did that while I was gone. I had to run to a store to get a spring compressor to show you. Let me show you the frustration we've had with this so far. There's nothing wrong with the QA1 stuff. It's just that H-bodies are very tight and very compressed, and without the right tools, it's very tough to get them in there. So I've got to get a spring compressor. It's really more of a strut compressor, so it grabs a couple on the side here, and because you can't go through the top and the bottom because it's the hole in the bottom of the control arm on the Monza is not big enough. In fact, we can't even get the shock through there. Plus there's this big cup up here that's in the way, so you can't really get up there and do anything, so you only got just limited access to it here. So I had to drive an hour south to go get that. Just drove home an hour back north again, and now we're going to get back to finally trying to get this thing in there. And yes, the anti-seize did go everywhere. That was our fault. Sorry. That's fine. That's what the workbench is for. Got it centered? Good. Awesome. And is that the 2 combined?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. So there's the base. Well, the locking nut, and then the spring base. And for those of you watching, yes, we're going to put anti-seize on here in just a little bit.
Yeah,
we're just getting it started for now.
From all the videos I saw, they recommended this after you put these on. And then
yeah, we found out why on the first one.
Yeah, and they just say put in the area you're going to adjust to.
Yeah, we put it on before. And put way too much on, so while we were screwing these on, it just pushed a whole big glob down at the bottom. And that's why that one over there on the front drivers looks silver. All right, that's our, is it 100 or 110 pound? I forget, did you say?
110.
110 pound rear spring for our Monza. There's the locking cap for the top. That goes down over top. Boom. It's beautiful.
There.
And now you got to put your T-bar on the top.
Yep.
Okay. We're really ready to jack the axle up now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we can attach the top of these coilovers.
Yeah, we're ready for that.
Oh gosh, dude, these look awesome. All right, let's do it. Pretty wicked looking, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Golly, this thing's gonna handle and brake so much better than before. Like 100 times better. All right, well, let's worry about adjusting these later. Let's get those fronts on.
Okay. So I can do it. So this is compressed. This can do that. Question: can it do that with the spring on it?
Probably not, but we'll find out. Nothing.
This big thing's in the way. That's not gonna work.
So I drove, it's gone for 2.5 hours to get a spring compressor. It didn't do a doggone thing for me.
Can't return it because you broke it.
I'm gonna keep it anyway. I've always needed to keep one. I'll use it for other things. Daggone. You know, I almost bought the other kind, which I know it doesn't work because it has a rod that goes down either side. And that rod will either hit the cup or get stuck up in this cup up here. You can't use it.
I'll never decompress this.
Well, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but there is a really ingenious solution that I know one guy came up with. Look, he removed the entire lower control arm. See that little dish, that cup, that ring around there? He cut it out and he put a flat plate across the whole bottom, welded it in, gave him a flat base because we didn't worry about an actual coil spring sitting down there anyway. because there's no need for a cup to hold the spring. And then he cut the access hole and the holes for the bolts. Gave him plenty of room.
I'll press down while I'm doing it.
Don't forget your rubber rings supposed to go on top there.
I'll get that in.
No, you won't be able to after the fact.
Oh, that.
That, yeah.
Oh, idea. Take these bolts off.
Will it lower?
I'm gonna lower it a little bit.
Okay, but remember, your adjustment knob is down there. You're going to break it because you're going to be up against that knob.
I won't be up against the knob. I'll be up against something else before I hit the knob.
You positive of that?
No.
Wait, look under here and see. Put your light down there. Well, it's going to stop you from going through that hole. The base part, as long as we don't go too far that way, it'll catch.
Okay. Alright, there's no way we're gonna hit that knob.
Okay. Did it give you enough access though? No. By lowering it?
No.
Can you pry it? Or the other way? It seems counterintuitive, but
what is this cup for?
That's Monza's design. However, I don't know that anybody has done this before with a stock lower control arm.
Okay, hold it right there.
Yep. Hang on. You get better leverage. That rubber thing is about toast, but oh well.
Nope. Get your hammer.
My dude.
This is...
That thing's wasted.
That's junk.
Yeah. I don't even care that it's not in there now. We'll have to rotate this around to the right spot, but
Whatever.
hey, it's in there, dude. Good job.
Okay, cool.
All right, there's hope in sight. All right, we're here to tackle the other side of the car after all the lessons we learned on the other side. What we learned was, yes, this is muddy. We went mudding long before we took the car apart. Is that we've got to cut the ends off of this because that's too wide to fit down inside that cup. Not a big deal, but we're gonna leave it on. Last time we tried removing it, Trying to put it on after the fact, after it was dropped down from the bottom and putting it on there, that was a disaster. We tried putting all this on inside the spring together while this was down and that was up. None of that worked. Here's what works. We take the spring and the shock out. We take our little file. We clearance the back of the very small hole to allow for this to go through. We twist it around and then we mount it and bolt it loosely to the lower control arm. I've got a custom made spring compressor. I can only got room for one on one side. Compress the front side, slide it over this, put the whole thing in there. And I'm telling you, with this big cup right here, this is what kills us. That gives me no access to the springs at all. And then you've only, of course, the coilover only comes down to about here. So there's only like 3 rungs of a spring that I can even see. So there's just no room to work. Anyway, we can get it shoved in there just enough and then start pushing up. And then the tough part is getting this with the spring tension on it to come through the hole at the top up here. That took a little while, but it's the only way to do it. So here we go. Yeah, buddy.
Alright, so now it's in there.
Yeah, so now you gotta undo that thing, but you're gonna have to use the open end wrench to do it, because you can't fit the nut driver on there, or the impact driver on there now. The other way, yeah. A little bit of tension on there, so.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on, bud, hang on. All right, you missed it off camera, but the magic trick of this was we forgot to put the jack underneath and actually move the lower control arm up a little bit, which changes the angle of the shock enough that we can get in there and do some work. And you can also reach it with the socket. There we go.
Okay, that's fine. Just hit the edge a little bit, didn't I? Ruin the threads.
Good, okay. All right, let me jack
Sorry about
up.
your logo, though.
What, is the logo scratched up?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Well,
oops.
hey, we're just happy to have it in there.
Yeah.
All right, let me jack up on the jack.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll do its own thing.
It might already be in its spot, I think.
It might be. I still got to get it up though, so now you're gonna have to put your finger up there and guide it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to feel it for a little while though.
I can't feel anything right now.
Okay.
Okay, you're picking up the car now.
Yeah, the whole car's coming up.
Okay, go ahead, stop. Put it down. See if it's in its spot.
This was the most difficult part.
I'm not sure if that's in its spot where it needs to sit.
All right, so the end of the coil spring is right there. Oh, it needs to rotate about a quarter turn counterclockwise as you're looking from the bottom.
Got it.
So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that even if we let the thing down, because there's still quite a bit of tension on it. But go ahead and let it down just a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Cool.
You got it.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay. You're in the right spot.
Okay.
Let's go look with it again.
Okay. Going up.
Okay. So,
Okay, so do the same thing as we did last time with that.
you're positive you got the shock pulled all the way up?
Was the rubber part on there?
I don't think it was, dude.
I didn't check.
Yeah, right here in the bag, so no. Don't! All right, bring her down. I totally forgot to, bud.
That's fine, I think we can reach it from there.
I can
Just
reach that
pull it
fairly
back
well.
down. Yeah.
Got it.
Wait.
Okay. All right, now jack it back up.
Yeah.
Hey, camera ran out of space, but we got it. Now we just gotta get the spindle back on. That was some work, dude.
Yeah.
Getting that hole right there lined up. Just working blind, sticking her finger down there, trying to pry on the shock itself to get it through there. So happy. Okay. I had to go inside because my camera was full. And since we got the last coilover on the front, Nathaniel just went around and tightened everything up and buttoned it up. Except for the rear suspension, we don't want to tighten it up completely until it's on its way. So what we're about to do now is finally get this thing down on the ground. And we're pretty excited, I'll be honest. See how much lower this thing sits. Now we haven't adjusted anything. We probably will have to tweak it. But one thing I can already tell is the gap between the tire and that front fender is already lower, or less, I should say. And it's not even sitting on its own weight. So that excites me already. So here we go. Nathaniel's gonna set this thing down.
Ready?
Yep. Set her down, buddy. Oh, dude, I can already tell. I can already tell. Yes! I'm getting emotional. That worked. Dude, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, way better, dude. Look at that. And it hasn't even settled yet. Like, if we drive this thing around, you're gonna see it come down even more. Dude. Well done. Well done. Yay, QA1. It worked. Oh, dude. I'm so glad we decided to do this before the show. Because that's the way it's going to look in the booth in Pennsylvania next week. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, let's clean up our mess. And you got to go home here soon. But I say, going home feeling pretty good. This was hard fought. This was really hard fought. Thank you to QA1 for believing in us and partnering with us on this project. It really, really made a difference in the stance of this car. We can't wait to actually get it on the road and just feel how much different it drives as well. I am just beside myself right now. I think it's just starting to hit you. It looks like.
Yeah.
Like at first you're like, looks good, cool. And now you're just standing back and looking at it going.
Be a little lower.
Yeah. I think it will. I think it'll go down.
Yeah.
Once you drive it a little bit. I mean, you literally just set it down.
Yeah.
It'll go down. Drive it a little bit. But even with the way it sits right now, that's what I wanted to see. That's just amazing. Okay, a couple things to set the record straight before we end this video. We know that we installed the front coilovers incorrectly by inserting the T-bar through the lower control arm like you would a normal shock, instead of resting the T-bar on the top of the cup, just like QA1's instructions told us to do, and we didn't do that. That one mistake is what caused us all the time and effort we exhausted trying to get those front coilovers installed. Had we bolted the top shaft in first, then compressed the spring, we could have easily brought the lower control arm up to meet the coilover. Please don't do what we did. We got it, but lesson learned. Number two, we highly suggest cutting out the bottom cup of the front lower control arms and welding in a flat plate with a hole for the shock and the 2 bolts. Turns out the stock control arm configuration is really not strong enough in a Monza to withstand the spring tension at those 2 bolt hole contact points. We're currently disassembling the front suspension and performing that upgrade as we speak, and that will be in a future episode. And lastly, the spring rates we used were 350 pounds in the front and 110 pounds in the rear. This may vary depending on your application, but we have a much lighter weight all aluminum LS1 up front, and after talking with QA1 tech support and answering a few basic questions, this is what we decided on. If you want to outfit your Monza with a set of these QA1 coilovers, the full assembly part numbers are below. Oh my goodness, dude.
That looks good.
That's a good view right there. I just want to get out and drive this thing now. All right, that's it, guys. We are as done as we're going to get. We got, how many days now? 4? 4 days to get this car done before GM Nationals. And I'm just not going to have time to film it. I've got a lot of things I got to do. Unfortunately, while Nathaniel's gone, he'll be here for Father's Day in a couple days. Yeah. So we'll have a few hours together. But because we got so much to do, we're just going to turn the cameras off and get busy. So thanks for watching, guys. We sure appreciate it. Man, this was a scary proposition. We weren't sure if this was going to work. And with only a couple days to get this car done, we weren't even sure if we wanted to tackle this project. But we did, and it worked. And thanks to QA1. We love you guys. Can't wait to get this thing on the road. And we'll see you next time. Take care.